Heaven is not only for humans. Did you know that there are several animals mentioned in sacred stories as inhabitants of heaven? What are those animals, and what makes them special? 1. The she-camel of Prophet Saleh. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted Prophet Saleh a miracle in the form of a pregnant she-camel that emerged from a rock. This camel produced fresh milk that could be enjoyed by the people of his village. However, among the people of Thamud, there were those who were wicked and even dared to kill the camel. As a consequence of the actions of the Thamud people, Allah sent down a punishment of a rain of stones upon them. Prophet Saleh alayhi salam and the believers were saved, while the disbelievers perished. It is reported that this camel was granted permission by Allah to enter heaven. 2. The calf of Prophet Ibrahim. Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam and his wife Sarah had long desired to have children, but they were not blessed with offspring despite their efforts. One day, 3 unknown guests arrived at Prophet Ibrahim's home. As someone who always honored his guests, Prophet Ibrahim served them a meal of roasted calf meat. However, the guests did not touch the food. It turned out that they were angels sent by Allah to deliver the good news that Prophet Ibrahim and Sarah would soon be blessed with a son named Ishaq. As a reward, the calf that was slaughtered for the meal was promised a place in heaven. 3. The ram substitute for Prophet Ismail alayhi salam. Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam was once tested by Allah to sacrifice his son, Ismail alayhi salam. This test was incredibly difficult, as waiting for Ismail's arrival had not been a short time. However, due to his sincerity and obedience to Allah, Ibrahim was willing to follow his command, as was his son Ismail. When the time came for the sacrifice, Prophet Ismail alayhi salam was replaced with a healthy and fat ram. It turned out that the angel quickly substituted and saved him from being sacrificed by his father. This event is the origin of the practice of sacrificing animals during Eid al-Adha. 4. The hoopoe bird of Prophet Sulaiman alayhi salam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted the hoopoe bird special abilities, including extraordinary physical strength and the ability to fly long distances without getting lost. One day, the hoopoe reported to Prophet Sulaiman alayhi salam that it had found a wealthy queen named Queen Bilqis from the land of Sheba, but her people still worshipped the sun. Initially, Prophet Sulaiman doubted the hoopoe's report. He then sent the bird to deliver a letter of invitation to Queen Bilqis and observe her response. After receiving the letter, Queen Bilqis gathered her advisors to discuss it. Eventually, they decided to send gifts to Prophet Sulaiman in Jerusalem. The hoopoe's report proved to be true, and it successfully provided information about the kingdom of Sheba that was previously unknown to Prophet Sulaiman. For its service, the hoopoe was guaranteed a place in heaven by Allah. 5. The Ant King. One day, Prophet Sulaiman alayhi salam and his army passed through a valley inhabited by a colony of ants. Seeing the arrival of such a large group, the Ant King immediately ordered his people to enter their nests to avoid being trampled by Prophet Sulaiman's army. Hearing the Ant King's warning, Prophet Sulaiman ordered his army to stop and give the ants time to enter their nests. After all the ants had entered, Prophet Sulaiman spoke with the Ant King. From their conversation, Prophet Sulaiman learned the true reason behind the Ant King's order. It was not out of fear of being trampled, but to prevent the ants from being so amazed by the grandeur of Prophet Sulaiman's army that they would forget the greatness of Allah. 6. The dog of the people of the cave, Ashabul Kahf. The story of the dog of Ashabul Kahf is intertwined with the story of a group of young men who slept in a cave and woke up after 3 centuries. Their initial purpose for entering the cave was to escape the cruelty of King Decius, a leader known for his disbelief. The dog faithfully accompanied the young men throughout their time in the cave. Imagine, they slept in the cave for 309 years. When they woke up, they managed to escape the pursuit of King Decius and lived in a time that was better than before. 7. The fish that swallowed Prophet Yunus. Prophet Yunus alayhi salam faced strong rejection from the people of Nineveh, who saw him as an outsider. Feeling hopeless, he left them and boarded a heavily loaded ship. However, the ship was struck by a fierce storm. To lighten the load, the ship's cargo, including its passengers, was cast by lot. Yunus's name was chosen, and he jumped into the sea. In the sea, Prophet Yunus was swallowed by a large fish and remained in its belly for 40 days. During that time, he continuously prayed and sought forgiveness from Allah for his mistake of abandoning the people of Nineveh. After being released from the fish's belly, Prophet Yunus returned to Nineveh and found that his people had embraced faith. It turned out that the great storm that struck them made the people of Nineveh realize that Prophet Yunus's message was the truth. Allah saved Prophet Yunus by commanding the large fish to swallow him and then release him safely. 8. The cow of the Israelites. During the time of the Israelites, a wealthy man was murdered, but the perpetrator was unknown. The community was in an uproar and sought the help of Prophet Musa alayhi salam. Prophet Musa prayed to Allah, and Allah commanded them to slaughter a cow with specific characteristics, not too old or young, with a clean coat and never used for work. After the cow with these characteristics was found and slaughtered, Prophet Musa struck part of the cow's body onto the murdered man's corpse. With Allah's permission, the man came back to life and revealed that his killer was his own relative. The cow that was slaughtered was later granted honor in heaven. 9. The donkey of Prophet Uzair. While traveling with his donkey, Prophet Uzair alayhi salam stopped at a village that had been destroyed by war. There, he saw scattered bones and wondered in his heart, how can Allah bring back to life these bodies that have already decayed? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answered this question by putting Prophet Uzair to sleep under a tree for 100 years. His body turned to dust, as did his donkey's. When Prophet Uzair woke up, his body was restored, and he witnessed how Allah resurrected the donkey that had turned to bones and dust. The donkey was guaranteed a place in heaven as proof of Allah's power. Wallahu a'lam bishawab.